Hello and welcome back to Aubrey Books and Coffee. Please grab your favorite beverage of choice and join me. So today we're going to review the August Once Upon a Book Club book box. As you know, I like to read the book myself and then go through and open the gifts as I read it and review it for you guys as I go. I also like to share pictures of the gifts because sometimes on the video it just doesn't quite show up like I want. So without further ado, here's the book and the gifts. All right, so I have been reading the August Once Upon a Book Club, and the book is Cake Eater, and it looked very Marie Antoinette, and so I have not been disappointed so far. I have gotten to page 51, and it is very futuristic Marie Antoinette. So far she's gotten married. Her mother, of course, is giving her like all these hints on how to make sure that her reign is successful with Louis. And aside from it, I mean, it is modern, so she's doing a lot with selfies and things like that. But it's a very interesting verbiage that she has, because she talks about don't glitch and, you know, things like that. Let's pixelate and all these other expressions that I've actually not heard like that before. So regardless, I got to page 51, which of course means I get to now open a gift. And the sentence had talked about her reaching over to touch Louis's pillow and it was cold. So he obviously had left sometime earlier. And it makes me think this might be a pillowcase. And so once again, I am opening it one-handed, so forgive me. And oh my gosh, it does. It looks like it's going to be a pillowcase, and it even has a little picture here of Marie Antoinette. Oh my gosh, it is. It's a pillowcase. I'm taking the little bitty lace off here, and I am unwinding it. And oh my goodness, this pillowcase looks like it's made for royalty for sure. I'm trying to see if I can get this to come up, but I'm not. I'm just not. One day I'll figure out how to do this and not be a complete mess. But there's a crown. If you can see that, there's an actual crown on this pillowcase. That is the cutest. Well, you know, I always take a picture too. So even if I'm not getting it to come up here well, I'll get a nice picture for you guys. Okay, so I'm continuing Cake Eater. And it's getting better. I am now on page 233, and it still has moments where it talks a lot in a type of jargon and language I'm not used to, talking about, you know, instead of saying wigging out or something like that, they talk about short circuiting and pixeling and I don't know, just strange things like that. And it just always kind of strikes me as weird. But that's just me. That's my hang up entirely. At this point, where the little note said it's time to open a gift, they were actually talking about the princess grabbing a book out of the prince's hand. And so when I see the size of this, it makes me think it's probably going to be a book. So I'm opening it, and it looks like, okay, well at first it kind of looks like a book. It's a treatise of human nature by David Hume, but when you go to look at the edge here, so I'm gonna look, I don't think it's a book at all. Oh, how cute. I take the paper off and it actually has, it says Vanity Fair, Volume 1. So I unhook this little deal and open it, and it looks like it's a kind of case, or maybe it's a purse. Oh, I bet it's a purse, and that's the chain that goes along the outside so that you can clasp it shut with your wallet in there and carry a purse on your side that looks like the Vanity Fair novel. very unusual gift. It's kind of cool, kind of strange, but that's what it is. Okay, still continuing the book, and now to page 261, and it mentions the guard that is talking to the Dauphine. I don't want to give too much away. That he has given her a gift, and it says it's a bracelet, and so that leads us to the next gift in the box, which I'm betting is going to be a bracelet. And so I open it, and sure enough, it is a little bracelet, and that didn't happen. And it has the fleur-de-lis that it mentions in the story. Let's pretend I displayed that perfectly. Okay, still going on it. Still not my favorite. I find myself having whole parts of it that I just kind of speed read through. I'm just kind of trying to get to the end of this, I think, at this point. But the last little gift, it looks like, was kind of inserted into the book, actually. And it's like a little magnifying glass. And it has a little note here, that quote that comes from the book, and to make it look like a Pixter, yeah, which is their version of like Instagram and TikTok and stuff. Talks about 247 likes and 180 comments and stuff. So it's a cute little magnifying glass. I'll say that, but I'll give you the full review next. I'm not holding my breath that it's going to be a liked one. Okay. So you got to see them all and kind of got as I went, what I thought about it. So now it's time to actually review the book in its entirety. I love the cover. I think it's bright, it's beautiful. I think anytime that you write a novel this thick and this big, you should get some serious accolades, because mine aren't that big. And I like where the author was going with this. I like what she was trying to do. I think for me, and maybe it's a sign of my age, but I didn't really care for the jargon that was used, like I kept saying in the videos. I just kept hearing, reading glitching and things like that. It just all sounded very robotic and tech, and it just kept jerking me away from the story. I wanted more development between the main character and her husband, Louis. I wanted to see more character stuff with her trying to make friends, trying to make a difference in her country, and things like that. I was a little disappointed at the ending. Didn't quite end the way I was expecting, and maybe I should have expected a different ending, but I was just kind of disappointed, and it felt like there were so many plots in between that were minor plots that weren't really necessary, and it kind of dragged on in places, and just overall didn't excite me. I didn't want to have to keep reading, but I needed to open the gifts and give you guys a review, so I gave the book a 2-star. I'm sorry, guys. I'm hoping somebody else out there will love it, because it is going to be available for drawings. I just couldn't do it, you guys. So a 2-star for me. The gifts themselves, we had that really pretty pillowcase that had the crown on it, which is called a tiara or a tiara. So I thought that was really, really cute. Looks really pretty. I have no need of it though, so it's up for grabs. Then we got the book purse. This was very unusual. It took me a minute to figure out exactly what this even was. Not my style of purse, so it's available for drawing. But I just, I don't know. For me, it didn't quite measure up to what the story was saying, because the story was talking about a book, actual book, not a book purse. So that was a little weird for me, kind of a stretch. Then we got the bracelet. The bracelet was spot on. It was exactly how it was described in the story. I just don't do a lot with jewelry, and it does look like it's the kind of jewelry that after a while it may start turning your skin green, or at least the outside painting will start to chip off. So heads up on that in case you're wanting that for your pick for the drawing. It also will be available. And then last but not least was that magnifying bookmark. I think it's cute in that they made it look like a pictogram, Pixter type app, which is exactly what this book was talking about. So again, it fit with the story really well, but not something I would actually find use in. Given these gifts kind of, I hesitate to say cheapness, but for me felt kind of cheesy and cheap. And given that some of them didn't even really fully match the story, I gave the gifts a 2-star. So overall, the box was just a 2-star for me. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and let me know what you thought of this box if you got it. Take care and have a wonderful day.